Welcome to the Legal Growth Podcast, where we dive into the strategies, challenges, and success stories shaping the future of law firms. I'm your host, Aaron Fulk, and together with the Legal Growth Partners, we'll bring you in-depth conversations with top legal professionals, industry innovators, and firm leaders. Our goal is simple: to share practical insights, innovative strategies, and real-world advice to help your law firm scale, adapt, and thrive. Whether you're navigating growth challenges or looking to boost your business development, you are in the right place. Let's dive in. I am so excited. This week, our guest is my personal friend, which I'm very braggy about that. Our guest is Sheila Seck. Hi, Sheila. I'm so excited you're here.
I love being here on this podcast with a friend.
I reached out to you very first and I said, will you please do this? And you said, absolutely. So thank you so much for just believing in me.
It's totally my honor for sure. It's my pleasure too.
Listen, I met Sheila, years ago at this. I mean, we're so young, but years ago at this point.
Yes.
And I've always been obsessed because you kind of do law meets business, and it's always like fascinated me. So I'm so excited for people to learn. So you ready to dive in?
Absolutely. Let's go.
All right. So just give us a quick overview of how you chose to get into law and why the specialty of law you're in.
Yes. So I started out as a mechanical engineer, and must say I cried in the bathroom the first day. And so for the first day on, I thought, what am I going to do to, do something that I really love? Not that being an engineer is bad, but so when I was looking and deciding what to do, I still wanted to do something pretty intellectually challenging and business focused. And so I decided law school would be great, but I certainly never wanted to do litigation. And so I have loved being a business lawyer. It's been a great decision for me. And I still love it even after all these years.
I love that. And so you went straight into business law from the beginning?
I did.
Nice.
I did. And I remember, I would interview and all these partners at these big firms would say, are you sure that you're strong? You're strong enough, because you don't want to do litigation. And I would say, I really just want to win-win. I can still advocate very strongly for my clients. But at the end of the day, when you sell a company, somebody gets a lot of cash and somebody gets a new company and gets to, start their journey as an entrepreneur. So it's usually there's champagne. So, that's a great place to be.
Okay. I'm going to ask you this, and it's not on your questions, but this is interesting to me. As we've ventured more into law, I've realized it's a whole different set of people than the set of people you and I have met for a long time in the business world, right? So how did you navigate those two separate worlds as you started to grow your own business in law?
Yeah, I think because problem solving is, we are looking so holistically at what our clients need. And so that is business and law. So how do we, are at the intersection of both. So we just want to become an advisor to them. We've seen a lot of different companies. We've seen things that have worked. We've seen things that haven't worked. So our goal is to really help our clients move to the next level to meet whatever goal they have for their company. Whether it's a big, huge goal or whether it's more of a lifestyle goal, we just want to be there, understand that and then help them along that journey.
I love that. So what has been your biggest growth success story so far?
Yeah, so I think one is I would give this advice to anyone starting their company, and that is get a coach and get some coaching and really, have discipline around financials, discipline around growth, discipline around processes, all those things which seem like, they're crushing your entrepreneurial spirit, actually give you freedom to do what you want to do. Because it's easier to delegate, it's easier to communicate with employees what the expectations are. So while it might seem, that's so hard to color between the lines as an entrepreneur, it really does give you more freedom. And I think you've talked about your coaching, so you've probably seen the same thing.
Yeah. So you got into coaching and you feel that's what took you to the next level.
I think so. Mm-hmm.
I love that. Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
And then that brings, I think, better people to your team, which you cannot grow without a great team. So it sort of goes hand in hand. So I've been able to attract some really amazing attorneys and staff, and that's really helped us get to the next level.
Oh, I love that. So what has been your favorite non-legal skill that you feel like has been surprisingly super helpful to help you grow and run your firm?
I think because I'm super curious about everything that my clients are doing. And in fact, one of my attorneys said, oh my gosh, Sheila, you asked so many questions. But I really think that our clients like us to get to know them. And so one, I'm super extroverted and I want to know everyone's story. So when we get on a, call with a client at the beginning, I want to know all about them. How did they end up where they are? And, obviously if we get feedback from a client that's not the kind of discussion they have, but most people are really want to talk about their businesses and how they've gotten where they are. So I think that intellectual curiosity and just kind of wanting to know about people has been very helpful in selling legal services. And people are worried about using a lawyer. Is it going to be expensive? Do I understand the process? Am I going to appear stupid? Am I going to appear like I'm not very sophisticated? Even at the highest level, CEOs say, gosh, we don't know if we understand all these legal documents. And I am almost always say well, I can't run a manufacturing company, but I can do this, and I'm going to hold your hand and I'm going to try to simplify it so we all, understand or are on the same page. So, our whole goal is to kind of make people feel comfortable through that whole process, whatever we're doing for them.
I love that. I would think most people want to talk about their businesses, right? Because it's like their baby.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I love hearing about it. So it's, definitely authentic from my part, probably too much.
Yeah, like you probably get all sorts of. Once somebody tells me I can tell them, I'm all in. So I
know, like you and I talked 30 minutes about what your new business is. So that was fun for me to hear about that.
I love that. Yeah, I mean, I bet you see some of the coolest things, and I bet sometimes you're like, is there anything that you just see, and you don't have to say exactly, but that you're just like, I've never even seen someone think about that before, but why not?
All the time, because everybody we work with is an entrepreneur, and sometimes be like, what a fantastic idea. Or sometimes people will come to us and they're so low key and they're like, yeah, my business is like $20 million. And like, what? Like, I've never heard of it. They're totally on the down low. They're like working out of their kitchen. I mean, not always, but sometimes it's very surprising.
That always shocks me whenever I meet someone in that space too. I'm like, what? You didn't grow your whole big personal brand? Like, it's
exactly. So like people don't know who you are and you're like working out of your kitchen, but that's very uncommon. It's very hard to get over $1 million in revenue. As you know, the numbers are quite small for entrepreneurs to achieve that. And so, we do work with a lot of companies that are, start from zero and get big. We work for people who have to pivot, change their ideas, redefine themselves, redefine their brand. So it's entrepreneurship, as you know, is not a straight journey. There's a lot of ups and downs.
There's a big trend on TikTok right now to tell the real truth of what entrepreneurship looks like. Because for so long it's looked, just the good stuff, never the bad stuff.
So. Exactly. You get an idea and then you sell it for 50 million.
Right. Exactly. All right. So looking ahead, what trends or changes do you see shaping the future of law firms? And how are you positioning your firm to stay ahead and stay competitive?
Yeah. So obviously AI is one of the biggest things for every industry, particularly law firms. And we are, of course, think that right now we still do way better job than ChatGPT in advising our clients. But we are seeing clients who send us documents that they've drafted themselves. And there's a lot of compliance issues. There's a lot of things, but we have to embrace it because people who don't are going to be left out. So we are embracing it in the most compliant way we can. I think it continues to be that people want advisors and they don't want just legal analysis. I think that continues to be a trend and why people like working with us.
More holistic.
Yes, and very practical and actionable versus very theoretical advice. Every entrepreneur has a risk tolerance. We often give them like, this is the risky language here, what might get you in trouble, but it might be very low risk in your transaction. So talking about like risk allocation among the buyers and sellers or vendors and our clients. So they don't want us to just look at the agreement. They want to hear it from a business perspective. So just kind of continuing to be an advisor is what clients are looking for. And I think that'll continue to be true. But again, AI is like, almost nothing's closer to changing the industry than that, probably for all of our industries.
Right there with you. Right there with you.
Exactly.
So, amazing. Well, thank you so much for all of your insight, Sheila. This has been amazing. Thank you for joining us on the Legal Growth Podcast presented by Legal Growth Partners. If you enjoyed today's episode, subscribe, drop us a review, and share it with your colleagues, because great insights are even better when shared. For more tips and tools to help grow your practice, visit legalgrowthpartners.com. Until next time, keep innovating, keep growing, and keep smiling. Thank you so much, Sheila.
Thanks for having me. Bye.
Bye.